Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today we got the Demon Lord Daggrull's Descent event, which is just fighting Daggrull. We get a bunch of rewards. I mean, we're getting some good hammers right here. 3 gold hammers, 2 platinums. It goes up to Inferno difficulty. Now, this does have a unit limit, though, so we are restricted down to the following forces: Primal Demon, Goddess of Destiny, Octagram Demon Lord, Tempest Elite, Lycanthrope's Pride, which is not a real team because it has no leader, and neither does Tempest Elite. But Primal Demon, Goddess of Destiny, and Octagram Demon Lord do have leaders. The starting hand is a 2 green and 4 blue hand, so they want a blue team. And Daggrull himself has 712,000 HP, so definitely not as much as like Beatdown Battle. He is, neutral, so it doesn't matter what element you bring. He has a minus 50% to physical resistance, and he increases his own magic resistance by 50%, and nerfs greens, and also gives himself guard. So pretty basic here. Goddess of Destiny being a primary green team does not bode well for them, so I don't know about bringing like the actual full-on Goddess of Destiny team, but we can use Primal Demons, and I don't know if you've been playing for the past month or so, but we received a few pretty decent, maybe I would say okay, Primal Demon units. So for our first run through for Inferno, there are some missions. So 9 turns or less, 11 turns or less, 5 characters alive, 5 alive, 3 different times, 2 attack changing skills, 2 magic skills, 2 body and spirit changing skills. Those are the pointy star looking ones. 6 combo of blue, green, and... wait, a 6 combo of green when greens are nerfed? Okay, well that's weird. Alright, whatever. And then a 200 skill point turn. Well, I'm fairly certain we can do a 200 skill point turn with the Primal Demon team. So we're going to go in with the new Lumi, the new Violet, the new Blanc, new Jean, old Violet, and old Guy, I guess, because they're all Primal Demons. So you can't use the big 3, so it does set you back a tiny bit, but we've got Orb Change, Orb Change, Orb Change, Alt Convert, a literal shit ton of buffs here. So, I mean, this initial run should not be difficult at all, like at all. So let's just go ahead and dive in quickly before we actually jump in. There is a shop where you collect all the all the drop crystals things, and you can exchange them for a bunch of stuff in here. Actually, some of it is useful, some of it is not. I would mainly steer people towards the shards, the platinum and gold hammers, because they are the hardest to come by. The EX stones right here, and the rainbow stones, and then maybe some cores if you need them for specific gear. But I really don't encourage people to spend it on these 4-star motes. They're not good. Most of the 4 stars that you want to use these on are shit. Silver and bronze hammers are easily farmable, so are grindstones. These Valor Cup things, the tomes, Litho Valors, it's only good for Valor Cup gear, and that is literally only to be made by the sweaty tryhards who have nothing else to do in the game except get as much stats as possible, specifically in Valor Cup. So I do not recommend anybody pick these up except for the people who don't need this video because they have done everything in the game. EX rocks are hard to come by. They're not really given away for free that often, so I would encourage everyone to pick up all 60 of these. Tower potions are good for people that want Isis coins. The rainbow rocks are hard to come by. The big rocks you can do too, and then cores, especially for early game players that need elemental gear for their jackets and their weapons. I would steer clear of the gold magicules. Those are easily farmable. Even these cores, like you can get them from Conquest. These Reforge rocks, I wouldn't spend it on anything. And then, please, for the love of God, don't buy these. Don't buy these unless you're a sweaty tryhard whale with nothing better to do. But with that said, let's now jump into the first team. Even with that 50% magic resistance, like, if we get, like, 1 EX alt with the amount of literal buffs that Jean is doing, I don't think there's a way for him to counter it. Just, she's got the... Like, we're not going to use Guy for his EX buff. We're going to use Jean, because she's giving 100%. So he's here fully on for Orb Chain. So if you don't have Guy, but you have the rest of, like, the new team, like, you don't even need Warrior's Mind Violet, probably. You could bring, like, free-to-play Water Rimuru. You could bring Dark Albus. She's usable in this. Well, maybe not free-to-play Water Rimuru. He's not on that. But any green to blue Orb Changer will work. I mean, we're not going to use Guy's alt buff at all. So let's just bring Jean in. Let's start just trying to get the EX alts for the ladies, and, we'll run at it. So he's got magic resistance up right on turn 1. So obviously, if your magic team is not, oh, okay. That's... I mean, so, well, on the plus side, we could do... I guess it's fortuitous, because we can send this 1 blue. It'll bring in this green. We can send a full hand of green, and that'll be the mission right there. So, I don't know if everyone else will get quite as lucky for here, but, I mean, hey, I'll take what we can get, okay? I'll take a free handout. Okay, so, I mean, if you've played Beatdown Battle, if you've been playing Jubilee, you know how this works. There's not even a time limit. How much damage does his ult do, though? 3,400 damage? That's not terrible. He does hit a couple times, so Blanc is looking a little low. Alright, that's perfect. Alright, give me a full green hand. We already sent the full blue hand on turn 1, so that mission was done. This will be our second magic changing skill, so that's that mission done. We don't have anybody here for body and spirit changing skills, though, which is, a problem. It's not like a super huge problem, because we can just bring a different team, right, who has the pointy star-shaped skills. I don't think you can bring a Vengeance team in here. I don't think anyone fits from that meta, but we'll certainly take a look after this run is over. So we're just going to get a Jean alt, so I mean, that works out for me. So, Orb Change, and we'll get him in. We'll take Jean out. Let's take Violet out. No, we'll do that. So we'll do this. Also, no, we have two attack buffs right here. Okay, that's fine. So we've got the synergy resistance and the weakness damage buff, which isn't going to apply here. Like, we will not get any weakness damage because we are type neutral against a type neutral enemy. So that isn't going to do much, but it does still count as an attack skill. So, as long as you have it, even if the effect doesn't work, the skill has been used, and that's all that really matters. Alright, perfect Guy hand. He just hates Blanc. Okay, we get to swap her out. So let's get the Guy Orb change. Let's get the Blanc's alt swap. And then you gotta go, my dear. You're looking a little too low, especially with another alt coming up. Alright, so I need, what, was it 9 turns and 11 turns? We got plenty of time to get an EX alt for Jean. She only needs like 1 more orb maybe, and she's going to get it next turn because she has her own alt that's going to get swapped out anyways, so it's not a huge deal. And he only has 700,000 HP. Like, this isn't a 4 million damage team right now, but he's also not a 4 million health par kind of dude, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to annihilate him on turn 8 when we're ready to go, when we swap Guy out and we swap these alts away. And we're going to get a 200 point turn because we're going to use like 400 points worth of buffs here. So let's get this stack on, and then we'll swap old Violet in, and we'll go to town. And I have 0 doubts in my mind that Jean will not kill by herself with her own ult. He has like probably 600,000 HP left at this point, maybe less. Alright, cheeky counter. Just to throw him right before he dies. Yeah, how much health does he have? He has just under 500,000. Alright, well, sorry, Guy. You're dead. You're dead, and there's nothing you can do about it. So there's the Warrior's Mind debuff. Let's bring you in, and let's just use everything else. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that right there is more than 200 points used. And we've got 1 more stack of Lumi to bring in. So The weakness buff does not matter, but the synergy does, because that, that doesn't really need to do anything. The ult resistance does, the space resistance counts, and we'll watch Jean's ult. I don't mind her ult. And then we'll send Violet just as, some nice backup. So Jean, with her crazy eyes, like, she gets some real crazy eyes. Like, right there. Okay. She's gonna do, like, 1 million. If not, maybe a little more. Regardless, it's enough. Yeah, 1.38 million. He has half of that as his health bar. So, at full HP. So, there you go. You got the second anniversary team. Don't be afraid of that magic resistance, because you just do way too much damage. So, let's try a not anniversary team now. Hey, you know what team doesn't really care how much health you have? You know a team that, has a few body and spirit changing skills on it? Oh, the Vengeance team. And we do have a Vengeance unit that we are able to use. We've got Furry Shuna. She has Vengeance. More importantly, she has 2 body and spirit changing skills. So we got that mission covered. We've got free-to-play Sufia, free-to-play Trya, EX Rain, because she's got the green buff and Isis isn't available. And then we've got Velzard, Space 3.0 Velzard, 2.0 Velzard, who's got the orb change. So we've got the blues covered. We've got the oranges covered. We've got the special convert and her own convert. We've got Vengeance and the stat swap, which doesn't really matter. We've got the green orb buff, and we have Protector Velzard with the Vengeance counterattack. And even though green orbs are nerfed here, the Vengeance team doesn't give a shit, because no matter what you do, as long as you can live, they will die. Now, we are missing a key pivotal piece of, that whole keeping us alive part, and that's Space Raphael. So we're going to see if this can actually do it. And if it can, well, then great. And if it can't, well, we'll bring a healer. We'll bring, like, Wind Lumi. She's available. Or we'll try a different team. But, I mean, if we can live long enough, we can get enough stacks on them, I think we'll be fine. It's just, it'll be kind of rough starting out. So let's jump in. Alright, so we've got the turn 1 for blues, which unfortunately, because we don't have the big 3, is not going to get us a Protector Velzard turn 1. So I think we got to leave Trya up front, because she's got Violet attached to her, and that's, protection gauge on turn 2. So I think we got to just run with it. Yeah, I think we'll just run with it. This may end up biting me in the ass, though, leaving Trya up front. Alright, well, thanks. That's already great. Off to a great start. Oh, a double great start. Okay, well, the game has jokes. Well, how many points do I have? 56? I mean, that's enough to orb change here. I don't think it's gonna matter, though. Let's just do the Trya orb convert, because that'll give us 5 greens, and then let's bring her out for rain, and we can use the green buff instead. And then we'll see, where this takes us as far as gauge is concerned. Yeah, it's not enough. How much are these debuff by? 80%? Yeah, it is. Okay, well. Yeah, I said it was going to be a struggle to get this team running to begin with. Oh, that hurt a little bit. Okay. How do I want to play this? I think we just do that. Alright, okay. Man, all these counterattacks, I would love if we had the Vengeance thing active, but we don't. Alright, ow. That didn't hurt very much. Okay. We can do something about that, can't we? The green buff is no longer... No, it is still up. Okay, so yeah, let's do the green orb change. Let's bring Velzard in here for the blue orb change. Yes. All right. Now we're up and running. So now we've got the Vengeance counterattacks. Unfortunately, it was after his AoE nuke, so that's, 3 stacks we're not going to get. But now the greens are buffed by a lot of points. They still have the 50% buff. Velzard's Charm is the extra protection gauge, so now we should look okay. Oh yeah, max points. That's better. We get a Sufia ult. That's cool, I guess. But we gotta start applying the vengeance now. We need, we only have one unit that can do it, so the stacks are gonna be kind of slow. But there's 1, 2, 3 stacks right there. So him doing our job for us, and then vengeance. And I think we'll just leave these characters up front because they're, our primary orb changers. So 1, 2. We do need the rain buff now, but we don't have another vengeance. So I think we'll just keep on keeping on here. Nope. All right, so there we go. So not Sufia, but Shuna does, every time you use vengeance, she gives herself 50% ult gauge. So we'll be able to rush her ult very, very often because we just need to apply vengeance more than anything else. I really don't care about her ult because I'm not here for her damage. This is not a damaging setup. 1, 2, 3 more hits. Sufia's looking a little low now. So we can, let's see, we can swap her out. Yeah, so let's swap her out for Traya. And then we can use both of her converts, and we'll be ready to go. So 1, 2. So there's that, and then we'll bring Rain in for Traya. We'll use the green buff again. And the greens are no longer nerfed, looking like it. So the nerf doesn't last for very long, unless he reapplies it somewhere down the line. But we'll reapply Velzard's Vengeance. I gotta turn this off. And then we'll put up one more stack of Shuna's Vengeance as well. And then, yeah, we'll be up to 12 stacks. And then his AoE is guaranteed 3, so as long as we can tank it, we'll be looking fine. So there we go. It's not very often I see Shuna's ult, because I just don't use her, because I'd rather just use, Raphael for Vengeance. Womp. Just a chomp right there. Okay. 16,000 on a crit. Awesome. You know what? Actually, I would like some counterattacks here now that we're talking about it. I would appreciate some counters. So this is gonna do 3 more stacks. Rain took some hits there. Does he follow up with it? He does not. 92k on Vengeance at 15 stacks. All right, that's okay. Velzard, you can come out of here for Traya actually, and we can just use the convert, and we'll also be looking good. So let's go ahead and do that. The greens are still buffed by Rain, so we don't need to use it again for another 2 turns. Let's go ahead and Velzard. So that way now Traya has the Vengeance on, so pretty much everybody now has Vengeance, everybody has Vengeance, no matter who I swap in and out, which is where you want to be. Because it lasts for so long, it just makes it so much easier to do. Vengeance, stat swap, magic buff. We're gonna get all of our points back anyways here, so you might as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So Rain is in 12-3. All right, cool, whatever. Shuna 45-5. Well, that's quite a big difference right there. The 20% magic buff, 20% resistance down, her own stat swap plus her own wind attack by 50%. All right, he's got guard, but we don't care about guard. 1, 2, 20 stacks now, 123k Vengeance, and we've got another ult. We can use this convert right here, and then we can bring in Velzard for Rain because she's the lowest. Do we need the green buff? Well, no, we got one more turn of the green buff. So let's do her in, and then orb change, and well, I mean, we don't have Velzard to reset it, so but we might as well do it anyways because we're gonna get to the end of the fight very soon. So we might as well just up the cost of the Vengeance skill now, because if we're gonna do 123k on that one, we're gonna do more. All right, there's another stack right there. I will take counters. All right, Shuna, 485 damage, awesome. All right, 1, 2, 26 stacks, 152k. Excellent. Okay, another great hand. So Trya can convert that blue. Perfect. Alright, and then we'll use Velzard, reset everything. Well, so now we can reset Trya's other orb change back down. Shuna's Vengeance got reset back down to 45, and we're going to use it again anyways. And now he's going to be over 30 stacks, and I think he will die on this next turn. So we didn't get the turn 9 mission done, but we definitely will get the turn 11 mission done. We got the full hand of green, we got the 2 magic changing skills, we got the 2 body and spirit changing skills, and everybody's alive. Alright, so 32, and there you go, he's dead. 196k. Well, actually, no, it's still turn 9. No, we got that mission too. Nice. Alright, so the only thing we didn't get on this run is the full hand of blues. Right? Yeah, the full hand of blues. So there you go. Vengeance with 1 character, plus the Protector. Kind of important, but yeah, you get the idea. Vengeance Shuna. As long as you can live, Vengeance will kill. That's the whole point, and that's what makes it so good. Alright, let's try a different team. Alright, so the last team we're going to use is another blue-focused team. The Stun team. So we've got Protector Shuna, stacking Pierce, Power, and Stun Strike. Guy is handling the actual stunning of this stage, because we cannot bring Light Raphael. Lumi is here, because she's going to be our nuker. She's got the turn 1 orb change. She's got the light buff, so, I mean, she's buffing herself. And she will, benefit from the Pierce and Stun Strike. We've got free-to-play Geld as our orange converter and also giveaway. We've got Water Shuna, who's going to be our alt buff and another orange orb changer. And then we've got Albus, who's going to give us the Pierce to activate the Pierce power from Shuna, and also another green orb changer. Now, if you don't have Albus, you could swap her out for Aqua, as long as you're getting Pierce. You could even bring in the old Dark Xion. She gives Pierce and Pierce power, so I mean, as long as you have someone that can give you Pierce, you can run this team efficiently. And you don't need her orb change, because Lumi's already doing the orb change for greens. It's just nice to have, 4 different orb changers, therefore, when things get expensive, it can work out. So, I mean, this, in theory, should work. We don't need to do that much damage, and also, in case you're wondering, Guy does not have any stun resistance, so we don't even need to use Lumi's, stun thing that comes with her light buff. We can just stun him whenever. So you could, in theory, keep him stunned this entire match after, turn 4 or something when you have enough points. It doesn't really matter, but let's jump in. Alright, let's try this again. Once more with feeling, because this is, the 3rd time I've tried to use this team. The first time failed because we nuked too early. We need more stacks, because this is not, what I would consider a full-powered team. The second and third time, it didn't work, because I swear to God, Daggrull has, a 50% chance to counter. And on, 3 different turns, it was, out of 6 orbs, he countered 3 of them. 3 turns in a row, and then we were all dead, and I was like, this isn't real life. So, this team has been a blast. This is Inferno, so I mean, you could argue that, yeah, Joker, it's not supposed to be easy, it's Inferno, and to that I would say, yeah, sure, but I really wish I could see, the enemy substats, because there is no freaking way some of these bosses have a 2% chance to counter, right? I'm pretty sure everyone can agree with me on that, where you're playing a fight, and you get counted 10 times in that fight, and you're 2%? 2%? That is not a real thing. So, yeah. The first time we nuked on turn 6, and that's when his defense buff goes away, and I was like, oh, he only has 600,000 HP. This team should do it. Yeah, spoiler alert, the team did not do it. So, we need to go to at least turn 8, maybe turn 9. We just need more stacks of the Pierce and Stun Strike to really nail it home that we're going to murder him. Because even the Albus EX ult didn't do as much as I had wanted it to. So, and it, granted, it did do more than Lumi, so the EX buff did outpace the normal Lumi ult, who has the 60% light buff as well. Not by an incredible margin, but it was enough to make me go, okay, well, she does more damage, and that's all that really matters, right? But Daggrull is not a difficult boss per se. It's just that I'm intentionally using a team that normally you wouldn't really put together. I'm just trying to give people options, right? Like, if you have summoned correctly on, the current meta, like, even if you don't have Blanc and Jean, you can bring other units, and, like, Violet and Valentine can murder this man without a shadow of a doubt. So you just bring an alt buffer, bring EX Guy, you can bring this Water Shuna, you could bring Dark Anniversary Milim. She's got a green orb change, sure, it doesn't really work, but hey, whatever. Pop. You know what? Who has the higher attack? Is it Lumi or is it Albus? 11-6, 12-1. Okay, so actually all these orbs going to Albus does work out a little bit better. Let's take Lumi out so she doesn't keep getting hit, because that seems to be a fan favorite. And then we'll use the Geld orb change and then the Geld giveaway to send it all to Albus. And this should look pretty good for her EX ult. Almost EX ult. The only problem with this team is that we don't have anybody to swap the alts away into more blues. So we intentionally did not... Man. That is just... That is something right there. Can we... it depends on what orb we convert with these two, because we're going to change 4 of these greens. As long as we change this Geld orb, I'm okay. So, change. Okay, well... Actually, no, it doesn't really matter. It didn't really matter at all. But this gets Albus's E. This gets Albus's EX ult. The game just wants to spit on me at every given second. Okay, so Albus, you're out of here. Shuna, you're in. Orb change. You know what? You know what? Let's just do that. And then we have 32 points. I kind of don't want to deal with his ult. I kind of don't want to deal with it. Let's get Guy in here and let's stun him now. And then let's just kind of put him in a holding pattern, because this will get Lumi's ult. And then we can just maybe keep on stacking a few more turns, because again, like, my folly of the first run through was nuking too early when we didn't have enough stacks on. I want to make sure that we can get a good amount of stacks like this. So, Lumi again. And Guy again. Let's go ahead and just put these stacks on Lumi now. And then next turn we can put the stacks on Albus. And then on like turn 9, we'll go ahead and nuke. And I think we'll be fine. Let's get Geld in here for Guy. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. Think being the keyword, right? I don't know if it'll actually be enough. So we're up to 342 points. Albus can come in for Lumi. Perfect. We'll give her a stack. And then we'll orb change with these two. So cheaper and cheaper. Perfect. And I think we just take the ult, because I think it is just the ult. We'll take Shuna out, though, just in case. And that gets us one more stack. And enough points to nuke. So, okay, I think we're ready to go now. We're going to go on turn 9. So that is, like, the mission right there, right? So turn 9 and turn 11 are the kill-by turns. I think we can do it. Thinking and knowing are two very different things, though, right? So there's the stun Oh, he has one more turn of defense. So actually we should probably nuke on turn 10 then? He's got 30% defense. Yeah. Let's do that. So we'll stun him here, just so we don't take any damage. And then we'll just kind of run with it. This will get us 2 more stacks. So we'll have plenty of points. His defense will be gone. And we'll save ourselves a little bit of damage from him being stunned. Okay, so we'll nuke on turn 10. Perfect. He's got guard, which means our normal orbs won't do much. That's fine. Don't really care about that. Alright, the stun. And then we'll bring Shuna in for Geld. Yeah. And then we'll put the ult buff up. The water resistance down doesn't matter because no one that's nuking is water. And then we'll get Lumi in here. And then we'll put these 2 more stacks on. And then we have technically 3 ults. The Guy ult isn't going to do jack crap. But hey, extra damage is extra damage. Am I right? So let's go ahead and put the Pierce buff and the Light buff on. And you know, how much health does he have now? 524k. Okay. So Albus raises our Pierce power by 5%. Lumi raises our Pierce power by 10%. So it's better that we send Lumi first. And then Guy doesn't have an ult effect, so it doesn't really matter when we send him. But and he does have Pierce, so technically this buff will affect him. Okay, let's see what happens. Lumi, 254. Alright, that's much better. She did like 130 or something last time. Guy, 20k. I didn't expect much out of him. And then Albus, 257. Okay, so there we go. The team, it can do it. It can do it. It's not a perfect team, but if you need to stun lock them, then you certainly can. But that should take care of all of the missions now, because that was a full hand of greens. That was 2 body and spirit changing skills, because that's what the stun is. That was definitely multiple magic changing skills between all the orb changes. That was before turn 11, so I mean, if you've got a better team, like the Visions of Coleus team, you can do this in probably 8 turns if you wanted to. But there we go. So there's 3 teams that can clear this event. If you've got more suggestions, put them in the comments down below. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.